Montana, land of grandeur and ghosts. Montana, a land of vast skies, towering mountains and sweeping plains. This American state holds a wild beauty, shaped by powerful forces of nature, but beneath its majestic exterior, Montana hides a secret. Scattered across its diverse landscapes are remnants of a forgotten past, ghost towns. These deserted settlements stand as eerie monuments to Montana's boom and bust history. Many ghost towns are frozen in time, relics of a bygone era. They offer a glimpse into the lives of those who came before us, seeking fortune or a fresh start. These towns, once bustling with life and ambition, now stand silent. Bannack whispers of gold and gunsmoke. Our journey begins in Bannack, Montana. Once a thriving gold rush town, Bannack sprang up almost overnight in 1862. The discovery of gold in Grasshopper Creek drew prospectors like moths to a flame. They came seeking their fortune, and for a brief shining moment, Bannack was the epicenter of their dreams. At its peak, Bannack boasted a population of over 3,000. Saloons overflowed with miners seeking solace or celebration. Hotels provided temporary homes to weary travelers. Bannack was a place of raw energy, fueled by the promise of gold and the spirit of adventure. But Bannack's prosperity was as fleeting as the gold that had built it. The gold veins dwindled and the miners moved on to richer prospects. Lawlessness ran rampant, cementing Bannack's reputation as a wild and dangerous place. Today, Bannack is a well-preserved ghost town. Walking its deserted streets, one can almost hear the echoes of saloon music and the murmur of miners' conversations. Virginia City, echoes of opulence and decline. From the dust of Bannack, we travel to Virginia City, another jewel in Montana's crown of ghost towns. Unlike Bannack's rapid decline, Virginia City experienced a more gradual descent. Gold's discovery in Alder Gulch in 1863 sparked Virginia City's rise to prominence. The town quickly became a hub of wealth and sophistication. Elegant Victorian buildings replaced the rough-hewn structures of early mining camps. Theatres, opera houses and grand hotels sprang up. Virginia City even had its own newspaper, which chronicled the town's triumphs and tragedies. At its zenith, Virginia City was a beacon of civilization in the untamed West. But the relentless march of time eventually took its toll on Virginia City. The gold veins, once thought inexhaustible, began to dwindle. The railroads, which had brought prosperity, bypassed the town, shifting commerce and opportunity elsewhere. Today, Virginia City stands as a beautifully preserved reminder of Montana's territorial days. Garnet, frozen in time, a miner's dream. High in the Garnet Mountains, nestled amongst the towering pines, lies the ghost town of Garnet. This remote and hauntingly beautiful place offers a glimpse into the harsh realities of life as a hard rock miner. Garnet was born in the 1890s during a gold rush. Miners, lured by the promise of riches, braved harsh winters and unforgiving terrain to extract gold from the mountain's depths. At its peak, Garnet was a bustling community. It had a population of nearly 1,000 hardy souls, all seeking their fortune. Saloons, a hotel, a general store, and even a doctor's office catered to the needs of the miners. But Garnet's remote location made life difficult. Supplies were scarce and the winters were long and brutal. By the early 1900s, the gold began to run dry. Today, Garnet is one of the best preserved ghost towns in Montana. Section 5, Kendall, the vanishing act of a railroad town. The story of Kendall is a poignant reminder of the transient nature of progress. Unlike many ghost towns that owe their existence to mining, Kendall was a railroad town. In the early 1900s, the Montana Railroad arrived, bringing with it the promise of a brighter future. Kendall quickly became a bustling hub, servicing the needs of the railroad and its workers. Homes, businesses, and even a two-story hotel lined its main street. The sound of steam engines and the bustle of activity filled the air. For a brief moment, Kendall represented the spirit of progress and expansion that defined the American West. But Kendall's fate was tied to the railroad's fortunes. When a new route bypassed the town in the 1920s, Kendal's fate was sealed. Almost overnight, the town emptied as residents moved to follow the path of opportunity. Buildings were dismantled, their materials loaded onto trains and carried away. Today, only scattered remnants of Kendal remain. Section 6. Granite, a ghostly monument to industry. Our exploration of Montana's ghost towns takes us next to Granite. This industrial ghost town stands in stark contrast to the gold rush boom towns. Granite was established in the early 1900s to house workers from the nearby Granite Mountain mine. This massive copper mine, one of the largest in the world at the time, fueled the town's growth. Granite's residents weren't prospectors seeking individual fortunes. They were labourers working for a large corporation, extracting copper that would fuel the nation's growing industries. Granite had a school, a hospital, and even a theatre. It was a self-contained community, providing everything its residents needed. But life in Granite was harsh. The work was dangerous and the isolation was profound. In 1917, a tragic fire ripped through the Granite Mountain mine, claiming the lives of 168 miners. Today, Granite is a haunting reminder of the human cost of industrial progress. Deep in the Helena National Forest, hidden amongst the trees and meadows, lie the remnants of Mike Horse. This remote mining camp, once a bustling hub of activity, has been slowly reclaimed by nature. Only fragments of its past remain. Mike Horse was founded in the 1870s after the discovery of gold in the area. The camp, named after a prospector's loyal horse, quickly grew to a population of several hundred. Miners toiled in the surrounding hills, hoping to strike it rich. Saloons, a general store, and even a brewery catered to their needs. But like many mining towns, Mike Horse's prosperity was fleeting. The gold veins dwindled, and the miners moved on. By the early 1900s, Mike Horse was largely abandoned. Its buildings, left to the mercy of the elements, slowly began to collapse. Nature, indifferent to human endeavours, began to reclaim the land. Today, Mike Horse is a ghost town slowly fading back into the landscape. Montana's ghost towns are more than just abandoned buildings. They are open-air museums, preserving the stories and dreams of those who came before us. They offer a glimpse into a time when the West was still wild, when fortunes were made and lost on a whim of fate. Each ghost town tells a unique story. The rise and fall of entire communities fueled by the promise of gold, silver or copper. The boom and bust cycles that shaped the American West. The dreams of thousands who sought their fortunes in these unforgiving landscapes. These towns are a poignant reminder of the impermanence of human endeavours. Nature in its own time reclaims what we leave behind. As we stand at the crossroads of the past and present, it is our responsibility to preserve these fragile remnants of history. Montana's ghost towns are under constant threat from the elements, vandalism, and the relentless march of time. Organizations like the Montana Historical Society and the Bureau of Land Management are working tirelessly to stabilize and preserve these historic sites. But they need our help. By supporting these organizations, volunteering our time, and educating ourselves and others about the importance of preservation, we can all play a part in keeping the stories of Montana's ghost towns alive. Visiting a ghost town is a unique and moving experience. It's a chance to step back in time, to connect with the past, and to gain a deeper understanding of the forces that have shaped our world. Why are we so drawn to ghost towns? What is it about these abandoned places that captures our imaginations and stirs our souls? Perhaps it's the silence. The absence of the noise and distractions of modern life allows us to hear the whispers of the past more clearly. Or maybe it's the stories. Every crumbling building, every weathered headstone, every rusted piece of machinery has a story to tell. Stories of dreams realized and shattered, of lives lived and lost, of communities that thrived and then vanished like dust in the wind. Ghost towns remind us of the fragility of human endeavors. They remind us that even the grandest cities, the most prosperous industries, the most powerful empires are all subject to the whims of fate and the relentless march of time. But perhaps most importantly, ghost towns remind us of our shared humanity. The people who lived and worked in these towns were not so different from us. They had hopes and dreams, loved and lost, faced challenges and celebrated triumphs. Their stories, though now silent, still resonate with our own. In the end, ghost towns are more than just abandoned places. They are portals to the past, mirrors to the present, and reminders of the enduring power of the human spirit.